Alright guys, this is my first Throwback Thursday video. Shout out to DJ Hes for starting this trend, and Jumpman Bostic and some of the other guys that actually followed and are doing all those Throwback Thursday videos. I have quite a lot of sneakers that can be considered throwback, a lot of OG ones that are still DS. I have a lot of, some of them I'm wearing, a lot of other that are sort of old, at least 5-6 years old. So I think I can give a pretty good participation in the Throwback Thursdays. Let me start this Throwback Thursday with one of my favorite pairs that from favorite line of Nike runners from back in the 90s. This, as some of you recognize and see, the old style Nike runner boxes. This is how they looked back in the day, narrow and a little bit long. And the model is the Air Max Triax Plus. This is the 98 version. So the Air Max Triax was a series that started back in '94. Recently they actually started releasing some retros from the original Air Max Triax 94, which has been retroed a few times before throughout the years, but what I remember is the original one had this huge air bubble that was kind of like a signature for that series, and the design was sort of simple but yet very appealing, at least for me. So pretty much every Air Max Triax along the line has been a great sneaker, and I always liked them, and definitely the comfort was amazing back in the day. So this particular one is the white, black, the Varsity Royal, and green chili. As you can see on the label, 8.5 size. This is my true size. As you can see, the paper is a little bit yellow, which is fine. It's an original sneaker from '98, so of course it's going to be a little bit yellow, but the pair itself is nearly perfect, and I will explain why and how I keep my sneakers in this kind of condition. As you can see, and some of you know, that back in the old days, sneakers actually came not laced. They are only laced on the first lace loops, and actually, believe it or not, people could lace their own sneakers and not rely on the factory workers to do it for themselves. So there you go. So the laces are those thicker, rounded laces. They go through the first loop, and this is the factory lacing back in the day. Of course, they all came with the anatomical arch supports. These are two arch support patches that are sticking out to your insole if you like a little bit of extra arch support. So basically what you do, you pull out your insole, you stick it right here. You see the little placement for the double-sided tape. You put it there, then you put your arch support, and you put the insole back in, and that gives you a little bit more support for your arch. This is how the insole looked back in the day. Definitely a lot different and a lot better looking than the new ones. Material wise, it looks a little bit nicer and definitely better shaped. But let's get into the sneakers. Those even have the paper and the tall box and everything from back in '98. So let me start. I really like this colorway. One of my favorite. I actually have a few pairs of those, and I'm going to show you guys throughout the Throwback Thursdays, many of those sneakers. So the upper is classical upper from the '90s mesh plus nubuck. So nothing to be upset about. It's a perfect execution of materials. Colorway, in my opinion, is great. Look at the size of this air bubble. I mean, this is how the Triax and pretty much all the Air Maxes looked like back in the day. A giant bubble. One interesting thing about this shoe is the actual midsole right here. It's Phylon, but the back portion where the air bubble is, it's polyurethane. So if you notice a little bit of yellowing, maybe not in this one, let me see this one, yeah, this one. So if you notice a little bit of yellowing here, this is because this portion of the midsole is polyurethane and this one is Phylon. So Phylon is a lot more resistant on yellowing and degrading over the years. So rarely you're gonna see a crumbled or destroyed Phylon midsole. More likely to see it in polyurethane. By the way, this pair is fully wearable. There's no cracks. There's no sole separations. There's nothing that can indicate that once you put this on your feet, they're gonna get destroyed. I put them on my feet just recently to kind of step inside and walk around the house a little bit. Perfect. Fitting is awesome. Comfort is absolutely amazing, just like every pair from back in the 90s. You got this signature Max Triax logo on the tongue with air and the swoosh. Same goes on the insole. You got the Triax series logo. You got this a little bit of embossed, kind of like similar to Jordan Team 1 logo and the little bubble shaped clear patch on the back on the heel. You got reflective material on the heel and on the toe box. And one very interesting thing as well on this series was the lack of toe lip. So most of the runners today, and back in the day, of course, had the outsole extender that it goes around the toe to protect it, or how they call it, toe lip. But this series from 97, I think, and 98 missed that. Some of the models had a clear plastic patch over here, but this one doesn't have anything. Always was my concern back in the day that when I'm walking, I'm gonna scuff my toe and peel it and destroy it and all that. So probably this pair stayed DS for that particular reason. As you can see, the swoosh is in that green chili colorway, as the air bubble in the Air Max heel. Of course, this pair has Air Max in the heel and air unit in the forefoot. The outsole is that waffle rugged rubber that it's the BRS 1000. The BRS 1000 was a technology that Nike invented for those outsoles. They're kind of like a carbon mixed rubber that is a little bit more durable than your regular rubber. Another fact for you guys is most of the outsole in the early and all throughout the 90s for Nike was not that spectacular. So usually they have just a few colors, simple color schemes, but the magic happens on the outside, on the upper. When you look at the sneaker, it's been always a great design to look at, great color combination, and definitely a pair that I really like. I think Nike should bring that the Triax series full force, starting from '94. They now releasing to all the way to the end of the 90s. I think every single model was pretty much spectacular, amazing looking, and comfort wise it was just amazing. I don't think they will bring that back since as we know now the air bubbles are smaller and they're full with nitrogen, not the old gas, for environmental reasons. But it is what it is. I'm happy that I still have these original pair, fully wearable, perfect condition. I can throw on my feet and walk outside with no problem. As you can see, the tag, it says 980406. So definitely a nice OG pair right there. And what else I can say about this sneaker? I absolutely love it. I think the color combination is great. I think the comfort is amazing. I think the runners from the 90s that made Nike famous, for the most part, were absolutely amazing, and I hope they're gonna bring them back. So that's my first Throwback Thursday, guys. Thank you very much for your attention. Shout out again to DJ Hes, Jump and Bostic, some of the other guys that are doing the Throwback Thursdays. And for more information, sneaker reviews, sneaker history, releases, and whatever sneaker related information you might be interested in, head over to collectivekicks.com. And until next time, you have a wonderful day.